Today we will be working on exponents. The laws of exponents can be a little complicated, so make sure we pay attention and continue to practice. 8 to the third means 8 times 8 times 8, which is 512. Simplify these expressions, pretty easy. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. Negative 1 to the sixth is negative 1 times 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 negative 1, which makes positive 1. Negative 2 is in parentheses, and we're raising that to the fourth power. So that's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 16. The next question is much different. Only the 2 is being raised to the exponent of 4, and after you raise the 2 to the power of 4, then you negate the answer. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Negate the answer, and your answer is negative 16. Here we have 2x squared. That's 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. Negative 3a squared is negative 3a times negative 3a, which is positive 9a squared. Negative 4xy times negative 4xy leaves us with positive 16x squared y squared. Here, the negative is outside the parenthesis, so you do 2a times 2a first. You get 4a squared, and then you negate that answer. Same with question 5. First, you cube the 5x. You do 5x times 5x times 5x. You get 125x cubed, and that is negative. A to the fifth times a to the third. A times a times a times a times a is being multiplied to a times a times a. That leaves us with a to the 8th power. 5 plus 3 is 8. Keep the base, add the exponents. B times 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 b is b to the 9th. If we keep the base and add the exponents, we'll get the correct answer. Three times 3 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 gives us 8 threes, or 3 to the 8th. 3 plus 5 is 8. Keep the base, add the exponents. Don't forget to keep the base and add the exponents whenever you're multiplying two monomials that have the same variable with different or the same exponents. A times a times a times a times a is being divided by a times a times a. We're left with a times a, which is a squared. This one's a little trickier. There's 3 b's in the numerator, but 6 b's in the denominator. We can't just leave nothing in the numerator. You have to replace everything with a 1. So we're left with 1 in the numerator and 3 b's in the bottom, which is b times b times b, or b cubed. We have 7 3's in the numerator, 5 3's in the denominator. 5 of them cross out because they equal 1, and we're left with 3 times 3 as our answer. When we're dividing like bases, we subtract exponents. A to the 5th divided by a to the 3rd is a to the 5 take away 3. Here we have b to the 3rd over b to the 6th, which is b to the 3 minus 6, which is b to the negative 3. b to the negative 3 can be rewritten as 1 over b to the 3. And 3 to the 7th divided by 3 to the 5th will give us 3 squared. Anything divided by itself is 1. But if we follow the rules of exponents, when you're dividing like bases, you subtract exponents. A to the 5th divided by a to the 5th. Keep the base, subtract the exponents, you get a to the 0. Anything divided by itself is 1. We're getting a variable raised to a 0, and we're getting 1. Anything raised to the 0 power is going to give us 1. Sometimes we're going to get negative exponents, and we can change a negative exponent to a positive exponent by taking the reciprocal. Here we have 3 x's in the numerator. We have 5 x's in the denominator. There are 2 more x's in the denominator, so that's 1 over x squared. If we were to subtract 5 from 3, we would have had x to the negative 2. X to the negative 2 is the same as 1 over x squared, and that's going to happen to all of these. Answer 2 is 1 over a squared, and answer 3 is 1 over 4 to the 6th. We could make these all negative exponents by taking the reciprocal. Work on the next 4 questions. You can pause the video and then check your answers. And when you complete that, you can move on to the last 4 questions. And again, check your work. Practicing the laws of exponents is very important. It can be very confusing, so just practice, practice, practice.